the recipient of the 2014 Tom Hunstead Award, the 2015 Tom Hunstead Award,
The recipient for the 2016 Tom Hunstead Award,
2017 Tom Hunstead Award,
2018 Tom Hunstead Award, the 2019 Tom Hunstead Award winner of the 2020 Tom Hunstead Award.
Tom Hunstead was an amazing pastor and youth minister serving at churches in Wisconsin and in Minnesota. And when this thing called a network first started to come together, there were a lot of people involved, but it was really Tom's leadership. He cast the vision and did a lot of the work, and really at some points in time even kind of carried the whole thing on his shoulders so that it became a reality. After Tom died of cancer, the network's board created the Tom Hunstead Award for Excellence in Children, Youth, and Family Ministry as a way of honoring someone for the ministry that they do and the way they contribute to the greater church.
Thank you so much for this. This is grace, undeserved.
Those of us who are doing it without the resources, it's God's way of saying, I see you.
It's not a contest, there aren't nominations, but rather it's an honor that the board bestows to someone to give thanks for excellence in ministry that touches and affects the lives of people in congregations and really on a broader scale through the whole network and the whole of the church. Sometimes it takes someone who was not born in your tradition, who didn't grow up within it, but instead who chooses to join it and can look at it with fresh eyes to help you see it anew. The ELCA Youth Ministry Network is honored to present this year's Tommy Award to one of these people. Her fresh eyes have prompted this network and the broader church and people young and old to take a look at themselves and to wonder if they are indeed following the path of Jesus. This person grew up outside of the Christian tradition, but found her way to the Christian faith and to Lutheranism by connecting with one of our Lutheran campus ministries. It was simply a community meal, invited by a friend, that made the connection. A recipient told me that she didn't grow up in the church. She said, I didn't experience what it is to be a youth in the church. That's why it's so important for me to be honest. I experience my call as a call to show up as I am. She's very aware that the journey that she has been on is her own and is unique, but she has not taken it alone. One of the themes of her ministry, of her life really, has been gratitude. She said, I am in awe of the people who have invested in me and who believe in me, and I try to pay that forward. It is what it is to be a part of the communion of saints. And I'm thankful for the people who help me check myself before I wreck myself. I'm eternally grateful for those who've chosen to walk with me and have given me chances to proclaim the love of Jesus in all sorts of different places. After college, she attended Fuller Seminary for a while before deciding that God was calling her into candidacy within the ELCA. She then attended Pacific Lutheran Theological Seminary. Her internship was at St. Paul Lutheran Church in Oakland, California. That congregation, she said, showed me what it looks like to proclaim the gospel in spaces that aren't quite ready to hear it. After her time at St. Paul, she served at Grace Lutheran Church in Palo Alto, California. She said that she has learned of the interconnectedness of creation, about how ministry extends throughout the body of Christ. She said that I love to help young people realize that they can be themselves, happy and sad, and all of the things, and that it can be in the church. Church has to be a safe space for that. She tries to have joy as people have joy, to lament as people lament, and to question as people question. And our recipient has made that happen. She has spoken at the ELCA Youth Gathering and at other events throughout the church, sharing the story of her faith journey and doing so in a way that invites people in to hear and understand, and by assuring them of God's love and grace. Our recipient is honest, a truth teller, even when that truth is hard for us to hear. She's an advocate and an activist. She's called out our church when needed, when she has seen systemic racism or white supremacy, nudging us to always be better. Interestingly, she is a boxer and is trained with a professional boxer. She says that she loves the rhythm of it. There is a musicality in boxing, and she's learned about ministry from it. You have to have a strong base and a strong core. Otherwise, you're just flailing about, she said. Our recipient currently serves a specialized call through the Sierra Pacific Synod as pastor at University African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church. She's also the young adult coordinator for the organization Arts, Religion, Culture. In addition to all of this, the person the network honors today is known for her deep and passionate love of donuts. The recipient of the 2021 Tom Hunstead Award for Excellence in Children, Youth, and Family Ministry is Pastor Tahina Rash. Tahina, on behalf of a grateful network and a thankful church, congratulations. We are deeply honored to be connected to your work, and we are thankful for all you have given to the lives of children, youth, young adults, and the adults who work with them. Thanks be to God for you.
Just wow, to be awarded the Tommy in this year. I am so incredibly grateful to God, and I am so grateful to the network for this honor. Thank you. I am humbled and honored. I would really like to thank those who have had faith in me, in my ministry, and in my faith journey. Thank you. I would also really especially like to thank Pastor Chris Hefner, who had pointed me to Jesus and showed me the importance of intergenerational faith formation. I also want to thank the congregation of Salem Lutheran Church in Glendale, California, who took me in as their own. That's the congregation where I was baptized by Pastor Marcus Hess, who showed me the importance of the living word as an embodied story. Also, during my time at Salem, I met Matt Broughton, the youth minister at Salem at the time, and I want to give thanks to him. He showed me the importance of youth ministry and invited me into those spaces of journeying alongside youth and their families. I want to thank St. Paul Lutheran Church in Oakland, California, and the East Bay Lutheran Parish in the Sierra Pacific Synod, especially Pastor Ross Merkel and Pastor Craig Minich, who showed youth that God calls us to live into the fullness of who we are, the entirety of it all. And I am so grateful to Ross and to Craig for modeling that for me as well, and what that means to the youth. I really want to thank the forebearers who've brought me to this point. Pastor Priscilla Paris Austin, my big sister, Pastor Angie Shannon, who told me I need you to survive, Pastor Sunitha Mortha, Pastor Kwame Pitts, Pastor Tita Valeriano, and Judith Roberts. This is also yours. I could not be here without your accompaniment as well. I'd also like to thank my peeps, Rosella White, Jason Chestnut, Andrea Martinez. You encourage me, push me, and inspire me to live into God's call in my life. I also want to thank the congregation where I currently serve, University African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church in Palo Alto, California, and Reverend Coloma Smith. Thank you for taking in a wandering Lutheran and being willing to play and experiment in ministry. I want to thank my family. A lot of the time, they're not 100% sure of what I'm doing. I'm not sure either. But thank you for your love and support. I also want to thank a guy who met a Hindu grad student, married her, and ended up with a Lutheran pastor. Carl, thank you for being with me on this wild ride and showing me what God's unconditional love looks like in a covenant relationship. Again, I am deeply honored. I am deeply humbled to be the recipient of this year's Tommy. Thank you.